Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Australian National University, and thank you for your interest in undertaking studies in finance at the Australian National University. In this short talk today, I would like to briefly overview the Bachelor of Finance degree and answer some common and most important questions the students might have with respect to the Bachelor of Finance degree. Specifically, I will discuss the following four questions. What is finance? What is the structure of the finance degree? How can I choose a major within the finance degree? What career paths are available to me in finance? And I will leave my contact details in case you have any other questions. So going forward, please feel free to send me any email. I am more than happy to address any of the questions that you have with respect to the Bachelor of Finance degree. So, briefly speaking, what is finance? What is about? Broadly speaking, finance is a major study of financial instruments, financial institutions, financial markets, and systems. And at the Australian National University, in our finance studies, we specifically concentrate on three main ideas of finance. I would say that these three ideas are core pillars of the finance science. So the first main concept or the first main idea is so-called time value of money. Simply speaking, $1 today is not equal to $1 tomorrow. And we, in details, discuss and teach our students about this fundamental idea or fundamental concept. The second idea is diversification, right? Again, in simple words, never put all your eggs in one basket. Right? So you have to diversify your risk, and we teach our students two concepts: risk and uncertainty. And investors, economic agents, business people, they're happy with the risk. Why? Because the risk is the only source available to generate rate of return. So you take the risk and you get compensated for this risk. And your compensation is the rate of return. That's why professional investors, professional economic agents, professional decision makers, they're happy to take risk because because by getting this risk, they get compensated, and their compensation is the rate of return. Uncertainty is very different. Everybody has uncertainty because you simply cannot build a probability distribution. So that's why we teach our students how to differentiate risk from uncertainty. Risk is something that you can quantify. Uncertainty is that you cannot quantify, and unfortunately, you cannot manage. But risk you can manage. The third main idea within the finance degree is arbitrage. Arbitrage is a very important concept, very important idea. So we will teach our students how to apply arbitrage, and arbitrage is broadly used in many asset pricing models and investment models. In either semester 1 or semester 2 of your first year, you will be taking a Foundation of Finance course, which will introduce you to each of these ideas. So again, let me briefly highlight these ideas: the time value of money, because your dollar today is very different from your dollar tomorrow or yesterday. Why? Because you want to earn rate of return, positive rate of return. That's why, by definition, these $2 are very different. The second concept is diversification. We want to diversify, we want to quantify, manage, and diversify our risk, and we want to get rid of uncertainty. And the third core principle in finance is so-called arbitrage, which is broadly used in asset pricing models. Briefly, what is the structure of the finance degree? And I would like to say that you have two main ways to study finance as Australian National University. You can either take a major in finance within the Bachelor of Commerce degree, or you can undertake the Bachelor of Finance degree. I am the Bachelor of Finance degree convener, and for this reason, I would like to concentrate on the Bachelor of Finance degree today. However, please keep in mind that there is a lot of similarity between the structure of the Bachelor of Finance degree and the major in finance within the Bachelor of Commerce degree. To complete your Bachelor of Finance degree, you must complete the following units. First of all, you need to take 144 units or 24 subjects, if each subject is 6 units, of which at least 96 units must be taken within the College of Business and Economics within the Australian National University. Normal or typical enrollment consists of 24 units or 4 6-unit subject a semester. So in other words, a typical student would need to take 4 subjects a semester. The second requirement is that not more than 60 units or 10 courses can be at the first year level or at the 1000 level. 1000 level means first year courses. 2000 levels means second year courses, and so on and so on. Then every Bachelor of Finance student has to complete so-called compulsory courses. And on this slide, in the third bullet point, you can see these courses: business reporting and analysis, microeconomics 1, macroeconomics, foundations of finance, and quantitative research of finance. So these 5 courses are compulsory. And you see that they are taken from different fields, from accounting, if we are talking about business reporting and analysis, from economics, if you are talking about micro and macroeconomics, from finance, if we are talking about foundations of finance, and from statistics or econometrics, if we are talking about quantitative research methods. So our purpose is to equip our students with the necessary and competitive skills from accounting, finance, economics, and statistics / econometrics. Then students have to take one of the following core courses: either foundations of economic and financial models, or marketing for financial services, or financial mathematics. So one of the following. So you don't have to take all 3. You have to choose one of these courses. Then students have to take additionally 2 courses from the elective courses list of the Australian National University CBE list. And eventually the 6th requirement is to complete one of the majors. So we have 3 majors within our Bachelor of Finance degree: capital markets major, Asian capital markets major, and quantitative finance major. And just in a minute, I will briefly discuss each of these major. So the natural question: can I choose a major in finance in my finance degree? The answer, of course, yes. And even more than that, you have to take you have to choose your major. It is a part of your Bachelor of Finance degree. Very briefly, we have 3 majors. So the first one is capital markets major. Capital markets major tailored towards students who have an interest in the way companies operate, valued, structured, and finance. And this degree would be of particular interest to students who would like to pursue a career as a financial or business analyst at a bank or the public service sector. The second major is Asian capital markets major. It's quite similar to capital markets, but with a specific focus on Asian capital markets. One particular feature of this major is that students can spend a semester at an Asian university. ANU has built very good relationship with top universities in Asia Pacific region. And on our website, you can find the list of our partner universities, and actually, student can take a semester from universities from that list. And we have partner universities in Japan, in Korea, in Singapore, in China, in the US, in Canada, and so on and so on. So please go to our website and you can see the list of these universities. Again, the key difference of Asian capital markets from capital markets major is the students focus on studying finance in Asian context. And the third major is so-called quantitative finance major. This major specifically tailored to students who have a very good and solid mathematical background and who are interested in more extended topics on, for example, quantitative derivatives. So again, I have to say the students should have to have a very solid mathematical background because this is a quantitative major. And this major may be of particular interest to students who are doing a combined degree with actuarial studies or would be interested in a career such as a derivative trader or a risk analyst. And within this degree, you must take a mathematics and applications course in your first semester of study. So again, if you go to our website, you will see specific requirements for this major. And you will immediately see that this major requires undertaking some courses in mathematics and statistics, quite highly quantitative courses. Now, what about honors year? Do we offer honors year in finance? Answer is yes. The Research School of Finance, Actuarial Studies and Statistics offers an honors year in finance. Sorry. But I have to say from the very beginning that admission to the honors program is very competitive, very competitive. We usually take only 5, 8 honors students every year. I mean, finance honors students. So again, admission is very competitive and the program is very competitive. The honors year is extremely demanding, but at the same time, it's rewarding. And this program greatly assists our students to further develop technical and analytical skills, which will be of much benefit in their future career or maybe postgraduate studies, for example, at the master or a PhD level. And the honors year entails a good combination or mixture of coursework and writing and completion of a thesis, research thesis, roughly about 15,000 words long. Again, if you're interested in honors year, you may contact our convener who is in charge for this program and ask any questions you have about the honors year within finance degree. Then, very natural question, what would be my career? So I spent 3 to 4 years studying finance at ANU, and what would be benefit of pursuing this study at the ANU? And I personally spent several years of my career in industry, in investment banking and investment management before I jump into academic sector. And I would tell you, the studying finance gives a great or excellent grounding in critical thinking and analysis beneficial in any career path. So you don't necessarily need to go to finance field, but of course the majority of students, of our students, would pursue careers in finance. But our degree gives you an excellent and solid basis in critical thinking. And critical thinking is important almost in any field. And I believe that it would help you to build career in any field, not only in finance, but in some other fields and areas. But of course, as I mentioned, the majority of our students would like to pursue career in finance. And you know that finance is very competitive. It's like a professional sport. Jobs in finance are very competitive, right? Because the finance sector is not as huge. But jobs in finance, they tend to be well paid, very well paid. They're interesting and challenging. They're very competitive, and you would be surprised, but they're mostly people-oriented. Of course, there are some jobs that may be quantitative and less people-oriented, but the majority of jobs in finance, in banking, in investment management industry, in superannuation industry, in advisory business, they are mostly people-oriented. And again, I have to say from the very beginning that it's a very competitive field because the jobs are well paid and you can build a great, interesting career in finance. But more and more people want to pursue this career. So the competition is quite fierce. That's why, please, don't waste your time when you're at ANU. You have 3 to 4 years and it's a huge opportunity cost of time. So please devote all your time, all your efforts to studying finance in detail, in depth. It would definitely make you more competitive on your job market. It would help you find the job of your dream. So again, let me repeat, the job in finance tend to be well paid, challenging, but interesting. competitive and people-oriented. And this list on this slide is a very short, no way it's a full list. It's just a snapshot if you wish some careers or some jobs that you may take after completing your degree, your finance degree at ANU. So you can become a company analyst, you can become a management consultant, you can become commercial or investment banker, you can go to work to the industry and become a company finance executive, you can become a financial advisor or planner, or you may want to go to venture industry and become a venture capitalist. You might be interested in trading and you can become currency, equity, fixed income trader, or you may want to go and manage superannuations and become superannuation fund manager. I stop my recording here. So again, it was a brief overview of the Bachelor of Finance degree at the ANU. My name is Alexander, and I'm a Bachelor of Finance degree convener. So if you have any other questions that you might still have after viewing this presentation, please feel free to email and ask me any questions. So on this slide, you see my office email. So please don't be shy, don't hesitate, and send me any questions. Thank you very much for your attention.
Hello, my name is Adam Butt and I'm the Head of Actuarial Studies here at the Australian National University. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this presentation about undergraduate study in actuarial studies at the ANU. Now, in a moment, I'm going to provide you with my contact details. So please feel free, if you've got any questions at the end of this presentation, you're more than welcome to send me an email. I'm happy to jump on a Zoom call with you as well if you want to ask any questions in a bit more of an in-person environment. But for the moment, I'll take you through this short presentation about studying actuarial studies at the Australian National University. And I'm going to switch across to a presentation now. So as you can see, that's my email address. If you do want to make a note of that, you can come back to the start of this presentation as well and feel free to contact me. We've got a lovely photo of the ANU there in autumn. It is a beautiful campus, and I'll talk a tiny little bit more about that in a moment. What we're going to be covering in today's presentation is a little bit of an introduction to the actuarial profession. I'll talk a little bit about the undergraduate actuarial degree at the ANU, and then I'll close off by talking about how you might qualify as an actuary. The first question I'd like to ask, with the Power Rangers helping out there, is what is an actuary? Now, I know this is not a live video, so maybe you might want to press pause for a moment and have a think about your answer to that question, but it's not really that easy a question to answer. I know that I've been an actuary myself for over 15 years now, and I'm still not sure I know exactly what an actuary is, but we'll go to the Actuaries Institute of Australia, who is the professional body for actuaries, and their definition is that actuaries evaluate risk and opportunity, applying mathematical, statistical, economic, and financial analyses to a wide range of business problems. Now, that's quite an interesting answer, because if you asked that question 20 years ago, actuaries would have been defined by the work that they do, and that they traditionally worked in insurance companies and maybe worked in superannuation consulting as well. But things have changed a lot in the last, particularly 10 years or so, and actuaries are now working in a much broader series of fields than what they did previously. And I'm going to show you some information about that now. So here's some data from the Actuaries Institute on where actuaries work. And I should note this is from 2015, so it's a little bit out of date. But you'll note that the two biggest areas there are general insurance, which has about 24%, and life insurance, which has about 23% of where actuaries work. But there's a whole bunch of other areas as well. In fact, other is the next largest at 11.8. Superannuation used to be a little bit bigger than what it is now. We've got banking at 6.6% and a whole bunch of other areas that are a little bit smaller. Now, there is some information online, not in quite as nice a format, but it actually tells us that 5 years later in 2020, that data analytics had 7% of actuaries working in that area. So things are changing quite rapidly, and actuaries are working in a much broader series of fields than what they did, say, even 10 or 15 years ago. Data analytics has been the big growth area for actuaries, but certainly there are lots of other areas that are growing as well. Banking and investment and fund management has grown significantly in recent times as well. So I think it's a really interesting time to be commencing an actuarial degree, because the range of opportunities available are probably a lot broader than what they were previously. So what I want to talk about now is who should consider an actuarial degree. Now, the careers advisors will probably talk a bit about the thought of getting paid well, this bullet point here, and certainly that does have an influence on the decision that a lot of people make. But you certainly have to like numbers, mathematics, and statistics. It is most certainly a mathematical degree, but it's not a pure mathematical degree. It uses numbers and mathematics and statistics to solve real problems. So if you're interested in maths, but you want to actually solve realistic problems that have an influence on the world, then absolutely you should consider actuarial studies. You need to like studying, because it is hard work. And I say that as a positive thing, because the rewards are very, very high. If you like the idea of taking those mathematical skills that you have and using them in business or in government, then an actuarial career is a great fit. Pay is a factor, don't get me wrong. Now, graduate salaries aren't hugely different to many other commerce type areas, but there is significant growth after that. And in fact, you can be looking at earning six figures within 2 or 3 years of finishing your degree if you continue on the actuarial qualification pathway. It's also a very, very internationally regarded career. And I can give you some personal experience of that. Shortly after I finished my degree, I was interested in going to work overseas for a while. So I sent a whole bunch of emails out to superannuation consulting firms, which is the area that I worked in, and got a job offer in London without even having an interview. So just based on the fact that I was an actuary and the value that provided to me, I was able to get that job lined up. Now, obviously, working overseas is not possible right now, but by the time you finish your degree, you should be really well placed with a little bit of extra experience and study to be thinking about working overseas, if that's what you're interested in doing. What's the biggest downside? Well, the exams are hard. So becoming a fully qualified actuary is absolutely hard work. But again, like I said before, it's a very, very rewarding process as well. So yes, you're going to work hard, but you're going to have a lot of fun doing so. You're going to solve lots of really, really interesting problems. And the rewards at the end are very, very high as well. If you'd like to know a little bit more about the actuarial career, I do recommend that you sign up and have a look at the massive open online course that ANU has created called Introduction to Actuarial Science. Now, there is a link on the screen, which obviously you can't click on at the moment, but if you want a copy of this presentation at the end, then please feel free to send me an email and I'll send you the presentation, which has the link there. I'm not going to click on that link at the moment, though, for time reasons. I should talk a little bit more about it, though, I guess. It's a free online course. It runs for a total of 7 lessons, which each take about 3 hours each. And it's really designed for you, for year 11 and 12 students who are thinking about an actuarial degree, to get some hands-on experience of what being an actuary is like. So you'll work through some really interesting lessons that show you the sorts of work that actuaries do. We managed to get a lot of really senior actuaries to agree to be interviewed for the course as well. So you'll learn a lot more about what actuaries do from people who've been working in an actuarial career for decades. I highly recommend that you sign up. It is free, so you can sign up and just have a look around, and you're not really committed to doing anything. So it's absolutely worthwhile. Now, I'm going to talk now about the actuarial degree at the ANU, the Bachelor of Actuarial Studies. I'm going to switch over to a web page here. Now, this is from the ANU website. The link in the presentation will take you here. So again, you don't need to try and remember the web address. I'm not going to talk about this whole web page. I'm just going to point out a few key things that I think you might be interested in knowing. Firstly, the ATAR requirements, or the IB requirements there to be able to get into the degree in 2022. There are also some mathematics requirements as well, which I believe reside down the bottom of here. No, I've gone into the wrong tab. Admission and fees is where I need to be. I'll make this a little bit bigger too, so it's a bit easy to see. So you do need to have completed, if you're in the ACT, then Specialist Mathematics Major Minor, or New South Wales Mathematics Extension 1, and there's a whole bunch of state-based equivalencies to that as well, where there's a link on this webpage to the to a website that will tell you, the UAC website that will tell you those equivalencies. So that's the requirements to get into the degree. Now, the actual structure of the degree is on this study tab here. And basically, the structure of the degree is 2 years worth of compulsory courses. So I know it talks about units here. 6 units is a course. So when it says 72 units, that's 12 courses. And then you have 48 units, which is 8 courses of elective courses. And if we go a little bit further down, you'll see this is the standard structure of the actuarial degree. So most students will take something that looks similar to this. You'll actually note that there is a few less elective courses than what I previously mentioned. That's because some of these finance courses, whilst not being compulsory in the actuarial degree, they are necessary if you want to get qualified as an actuary at the end of the degree. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. Now, that's for the single actuarial degree. Many of you will be considering a double degree with, say, finance, commerce, law, computer science, and a whole bunch of other options as well. And the actuarial degree can be combined with just about anything at the ANU to do a flexible double degree. You can absolutely do a Bachelor of Actuarial Studies, Bachelor of Music if you want to. I'm not sure anyone's done that before, but it is absolutely an option to you. The entry requirement for those flexible double degrees is basically the same in most cases as it is to the single actuarial degree, except where the other degree has a higher entry requirement, say, for example, law, which has a higher ATAR entry point. All of those flexible double degrees take 4 years. So they take the 2 years worth of compulsory courses in the Bachelor of Actuarial Studies and add them to 2 years worth of compulsory courses in, say, for example, computer science, and that is your 4-year flexible double degree. Now, I want to talk a little bit about why you might choose the ANU to study your actuarial degree as opposed to another university that might be accredited to offer actuarial studies. The ANU is an absolutely fantastic place to study. I'm personally from Sydney originally, and I came down to the ANU to do a PhD about 16 years ago, intending to stay for about 3 or 4 years to finish a PhD and then go back to Sydney. And I never left. It's a wonderful place to live, Canberra is. ANU is right in the centre of the campus, so really close to everything. It's got a fantastic student life because a much higher proportion of our students live on campus than just about any other university in Australia. So really, really vibrant social activities, lots and lots of student groups to get involved in, and a really exciting place to study, to work, and to live. So the ANU has got all that going for it in terms of its general nature, I guess. But from an actuarial point of view, we work really, really hard to make sure our degree is embedded within actuarial practice. It is not just a purely mathematical degree. Just about all the actuarial staff here at ANU have significant commercial experience, myself included. And so we make sure that all of our courses are embedded in that commercial experience. You will do assignments and answer exam questions that are embedded in that commercial experience. And we will prepare you for what skills you need over and above just the mathematical skills that you'll need for your work in industry when you finish your degree. The actuarial staff at ANU have got a wide variety of teaching awards, one of which you can see behind me at the moment. We care enormously about our students, and so we want to give you the best possible experience. Canberra is also a thriving actuarial community. It's grown a lot in recent years. So there are lots of opportunities to work as an actuary here in Canberra, or if you're wanting to go to a bigger city like Sydney and Melbourne, then we organise lots and lots of employers to come and speak to you to give you a sense for what it might be like to work for their company. And last but not least, the ANU obviously has a very, very high ranking globally. So we are one of the highest ranked universities in the world. And so having a degree in actuarial studies at ANU is absolutely signifies the strength of your capabilities when moving into the workforce. So I'm going to head back to the presentation now, and I'm just about finished. I'm going to talk a little bit about how you might qualify as an actuary. And there's two links on this page that I'm going to have a quick look at, but you can get this presentation off me at the end and go to the pages yourself. So firstly, how do you qualify as an actuary? And then how does the ANU help you to become qualified as an actuary? So this is a webpage from the Actuaries Institute, which is the professional association for actuaries in Australia. And the link here is how to become an actuary. And it tells you that there are 3 components to become qualified as an actuary. The foundation program is something you complete as part of your undergraduate study at ANU, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. The actuary program is taught partly by the ANU and partly by the Actuaries Institute themselves. The fellowship program is taught completely by the Actuaries Institute. Now, you are an actuary after finishing the actuary program. The reason you might want to do the fellowship program is that there are certain jobs that you have to be a fellow to do. And also you probably get paid a little bit more as well if you become a fellow. It absolutely signifies your very, very high standards by being a fellow of the Actuaries Institute. Now, a number of our students who graduate from the Bachelor of Actuarial Studies choose not to follow this pathway, and that's perfectly fine. The actuarial degree itself is a great pathway to lots of jobs that may not be actuarial in nature. They may involve working for the government. They may involve working in the broader finance fields. Now, those people you wouldn't have seen in those statistics that I was showing you earlier because they took their actuarial degree and took it in another direction. And we have many, many successful graduates who did not follow the actuarial pathway. But again, we also have many, many successful graduates who have followed the actuarial pathway. I want to talk a little bit about how the foundation program aligns with the Actuaries Institute requirements. So this is a web page here, an ANU web page, which again you can find if you ask me for the link in the presentation. And basically it tells you that here is the foundation program. Now, if you're an undergraduate student, then the foundation program for everyone for that matter consists of these 6 institute subjects. Now you can go and do these exams with the institute. You don't have to do them through the ANU, but a much better way is doing an undergraduate degree and then doing these subjects within your ANU degree. And if you reach a minimum standard in those subjects, then you'll become exempt from taking these exams. And the actuary program works in a similar way as well. There are 2 institute subjects that we offer at ANU as part of the actuary program. And these subjects here you can do as within your undergraduate degree. Now, because these subjects are at a higher level than the fellowship program, they're only offered to undergraduate students who enter a 4th year of their degree and do a double degree in something like finance or commerce that gives them sufficient electives to be able to fit in these control cycle courses. But they can be taken as part of an honours degree at the end of the 3-year undergraduate program, or they can be taken on a non-award basis as well, which basically means you take these subjects outside of a degree program. So that's about it for me in terms of what I wanted to tell you about the actuarial degree and how that might help you to become an actuary. I hope you found this presentation interesting, and please, I do encourage you, if you have any questions that you might want to ask, then grab my email address from the start of this presentation, send me an email. I'm even happy to meet you on a Zoom conversation if you want to ask more detailed questions. But I do hope you'll consider studying actuarial studies at the Australian National University. It's a fantastic place to study. It's a fantastic place to work as well. And I hope we might see you here at some time in the future. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Tao Zou, and I'm the convener of the Bachelor of Statistics at the Australian National University. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this presentation about undergraduate study in statistics. Now, in a moment, I'm going to provide you with my contact details. If you get any questions at the end of this presentation, you are more than welcome to send me an email. But for the moment, I'll take you through this short presentation about studying statistics at the Australian National University. I'm going to switch across to a presentation now. So as you can see, That's my email address, which is in the presentation slides. And feel free to contact me if you get any questions. The title of my presentation today is Statistics, Preparing for the Data-Driven World. What we are going to covering in today's presentation is a little bit about an introduction to statistics itself and also the career as a statistician. Nowadays, statistics is widely used, and statistics is basically the most important single skill useful in virtually every field of study. For example, in biology, economics, actuarial studies, etc. The first question that I would like to ask in the presentation is, what is statistics? Now, I know it is not a live video, so maybe you might want to press pause for a moment. Have you ever thought about it before you listen to this presentation? Maybe statistics in your mind are just some figures quoted in the news, like the example in the slides, but they are actually data or basic summary of data. In the case of the slide, we have the employee satisfaction summary of data from 1% to 2%. But is statistics just a summary of data? The answer is no. Modern statistics actually builds models to explain the patterns of data. For instance, in the slide, we have simply straight line model to describe the relationships between y and x, which is called regression analysis. We also have complicated modeling in statistics like deep learning used in AlphaGo. Those models are built for the prediction of data and also can help give a better visualization of data. All that I am showing now are data visualizations established based on statistical modeling. This can largely help us better understand the data, especially nowadays, we have large volumes of data everywhere. Now you should understand what indeed drives statistics, the data. But let me ask you another trivial question. What are the data nowadays? In your mind, maybe data are just a spreadsheet of figures which are saved in the computers. In the slide, this is the supercomputer of National Computational Infrastructure in Australia, which is actually located at ANU campus. If the data volumes are too large, data can be stored in supercomputers like this. But is that all for data? The answer is no. In our daily life, we have different forms of data. We can have something like stock prices, which look more like data that we usually see, but we can have more. For instance, what we comment, forward, or thumb up in Twitter are all text forms of data. We call those text data. Voice and also music can be data as well. Further, the gene expressions and the image, such as handwritten, photos, and even including videos, are all data. Almost everything in our cell phones can be data which are currently being analyzed by those well-known internet companies like Facebook, Google, Amazon, and Apple. So basically, data are anything that can be recorded. As the title of this presentation, we are now living in this data-driven world. After seeing all of those data in our daily life, a natural question is, can we make value from data? The answer is yes. To realize it, we need statistics. Statistics provides a scientific way of analyzing data and making value from data. You may have heard artificial intelligence a lot nowadays. As the economics Nobel Prize winner Sargent said, artificial intelligence is actually statistics. As a consequence, statistics now is more and more popular as the leading part of data science. Let me introduce more about statistics for you. You may have some stereotypes for statistics. The first one may be that statistics is dull and useless. However, nowadays, obviously we are surrounded by all kinds of complex and interesting data in our life. Data analysis basically cannot be done without statistics. So no, statistics is not dull and useless. The second one may be that statistics is hard to understand. In fact, statistics just provides a way to make decisions in the face of uncertainty, which is just like our daily life. It is quite easy for us to use our life experience to help understand statistics. So no, statistics is not hard to understand. The third one is statistics equal to mathematics. This is not true. Statistics can never be done without computer science and real data background. Statistics is a cross-disciplinary science which focuses more on real-world problems, but not just mathematical derivations. The last one is something I have shown you earlier. Statistics is not data, but a way to interpreting the complex, massive data information that we receive every day. Now, let us look at some truths of statistics. Firstly, statistics can help all of science. Nowadays, statistics has become necessary for almost all science subjects, obviously because all science subjects have data. For our real life, statistics can help us understand the climate change, can help governments make policy, and also can help pharmaceutical companies bring new drugs and vaccine. While it is true that statistics alone will not cure COVID-19, once a potential vaccine or cure is discovered, statistics will be instrumental in convincing health authorities to make the vaccine or cure available and will help the pharmaceutical companies assess the severity and the likelihood of nasty side effects. In conclusion, if we have data, we need statistics. When we learn any science subject, if we do not have statistics training, horrible mistakes can happen by just simply looking at the data. So where can we get proper training of statistics? Exactly, you can get the training from the Bachelor of Statistics program. The basic structure of the Bachelor of Statistics program at ANU includes the theoretical core courses, applied core courses, and computation core courses. You can have a look at this short version of the course list. If you would like to know more information about the program and courses, you can click this link in the slides. It provides all the information that you need for the Bachelor of Statistics program. Specifically, there are 4 majors in the program. The first 2 are more applied majors, and the last 2 are more theoretical majors. Currently, statistical data analytics is the most popular major of the Bachelor of Statistics. The detailed information for these 4 majors is also in the link on this slide. If you choose ANU, it is also possible to consider the Bachelor of Statistics as a double degree in your undergraduate studies. For the double degree, the Bachelor of Statistics can be combined with another single degree at ANU as long as you meet the entry requirements of each degree. If you determine to do a double degree, you save your time to complete both degrees in 4 years rather than 6. And many single degrees can be combined with the Bachelor of Statistics. To know which degree can be combined with the Bachelor of Statistics, you just need to click the link in the slides and then click Find My Double Degree in the web page. Many of you may consider a double degree like finance, commerce, law, computer science, and a whole bunch of other options as well. And the statistics degree can be combined with just about anything at the ANU for a flexible double degree program. You can absolutely do a Bachelor of Statistics and Bachelor of Music if you want to. I'm not sure if anyone has done that before, but it is absolutely an option to you. So now let us talk about the future career of statistics. After the Bachelor of Statistics program, you can become a statistician, data scientist, data analyst, and so on. And there are a wide range of companies which welcome our graduates of statistics, like banks, consulting firms, biotechs, Google, or Facebook. In 2009, the famous economist Warren said, "The sexy job in the next 10 years will be statisticians," in New York Times. Now, after 10 years have passed, we have #1 data scientist for the best jobs of 2019. If you have a detailed look at the ratings, you can find that data scientist ranked #1 and statistician ranked #2. And this rating is based on ratings of work environment, stress, projected growth, and so on. In the ratings, we also have actuary in top 10, and we know actuary is highly related to statistics. In this news of June 1st, 2021, data scientists and machine learning engineers are currently within the top 10 most in-demand AI jobs. And we know becoming a machine learning engineer requires a good knowledge of statistics as well. You can also have a look at the rest of the rankings in the news. In summary, statistics-related jobs are strong in top 10. Recently, I just randomly searched Indeed.com for data scientist jobs. This is the searching result. It seems that the demand for the data scientist in Australia is also huge. So now, why to choose statistics at ANU? Firstly, we have the best research academics and professors in Australia and also in the world. Let us have a look at the ERA ratings. ERA means Excellence in Research Assessment. This assessment is done by Australian government for every 3 years. In the most recent ERA rating, ANU Statistics got the rating of 5, which means well above the world standard, and is the top level in Australia. Instead of research, the Bachelor of Statistics program is under the College of Business and Economics at ANU. The CBE internship programs in the college provides plenty of opportunities for our students to connect to the real industry companies. Then the next question is how to get in. The admission requirements can be found in the Bachelor of Statistics main webpage. For instance, the ATAR requirements and the IB requirements are listed there to be able to get into the degree in 2022. There are also some mathematics prerequisites as well, which I believe resides at the admission and fees of the webpage. If you have more concerns, have a look at the website and it will largely help you make a decision. So that's all for me in terms of what I want to tell you about the statistics degree and how that might help you to pursue a career as a statistician or a data scientist. And please, I do encourage you, if you have any further questions that you might want to ask, just grab my email address and send me an email. I'm very happy to answer your questions in details. And now let me finish this presentation. I hope you found this presentation interesting. I do wish you will consider studying statistics at the Australian National University. It's a fantastic place to study statistics, and it's a fantastic place to work as well. I hope I can see you here at some time in the future, and thank you so much.